Oh. Sarvadharmastapakatvam sarvadharmasvarupakaha acharyanam mahacharyo Ramakrishna te namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Sri Ramakrishna in our previous session so beautifully taught us about those 7 planes, 7 spiritual planes, the yogic chakras, which all of us we are carrying inside our bodies. And how the location, how the position where the mind is dwelling on these planes determines the outcome of our journey. Till the time mind is dwelling on the lower 3 planes, the Mooladhara, the Swadhisthana and the Manipur chakra. Till the time mind is dwelling on these 3 planes, there is no respite, there is no liberation. It constantly broods on woman and gold, it constantly broods on lust and greed. It only seeks material pleasures. But does the mind get pleasures? Seeking pleasures is fine, seeking joy is fine, seeking happiness is fine, but still the time mind is dwelling on these 3 pleasures, this happiness, joy and pleasure, they don't come alone singly. They always come in pairs of opposites. The pleasure is always accompanied by pain, joy always accompanied by sorrow, and happiness is never without unhappiness. So this is the problem that mind gets till the time it is dwelling on the lower 3 planes. And there is no liberation. Birth after birth, hundreds and thousands and millions of birth after birth, mind still dwells over there. There is no mukti, there is no moksha, there is no nirvana. And then a fortunate situation, that is the time when the being is totally in the bound condition, or the baddha jiva that Sri Ramakrishna had taught us in the initial teachings. Baddha jiva. And then a spark of curiosity ignites. What is above this Manipur chakra? Can there be any other plane? And then the mind starts going, searching for it. And then it finds the Anahata chakra. After reaching the Anahata chakra, the spiritual consciousness awakens. That is the first awakening. The first awakening of spiritual consciousness when the mind reaches Anahata chakra. Now there is something beyond the materialistic pleasures and pains. There is beyond the materialistic temptations. Now there is something much higher than all the material temptations I was seeking till now. That is what the mind starts realizing. One sees light all around at the Anahata chakra. Now it is no darkness. The lower 3 planes, they are in total darkness. They are tamasic. They are covered with ignorance. They are covered with illusion and delusion. Now there is awakening of light. Now the mind sees, oh, there is light around. All this while, all these births I was groping in the dark. Now I can see some light. And then as the mind starts going further up to the Vishuddha chakra, to the level of throat, then it is nothing but chanting the name of the Lord, singing the glories of the Lord, talking with other devotees in the satsang, talking about God and my Divine Mother. That's it. It is not just I talk, I like to listen also. So that is the kind of activities that the person starts engaging in after the mind reaches Vishuddha chakra. Everything is turned Godward. And then when the mind is here, yes, I have seen it, now I have seen it, but still I cannot touch it. I have seen that fine glowing flame, but I can't still touch it. I know that flame is there. I know there is something is there, but I cannot touch it. I cannot experience the warmth of that beautiful flame that I am seeing, because there is a glass pane covering that flame. There is still, little ego is still remaining there in my existence. That little ego is preventing me to experience being one with. I can only see it. I can only make out that yes, the flame is there, but I cannot become one with it. And when the mind goes above to the Sahasrara, that is the end of it. That is the samadhi. The person has become a Brahmajnani, Sri Ramakrishna says. And once that stage is reached, Sri Ramakrishna says body doesn't last for more than 21 days. Because all consciousness is gone, for that matter. All consciousness of the lower level of who am I is gone. Then I and my mother, we become one. The child and the mother, the servant and the master, they become one. The devotee and the deity, they merge into each other. The salt doll enters the sea waters, and that's the end of it. So 21 days the body has to go. But then Sri Ramakrishna says there are certain cases like the Nitya Jivas and the Mukta Jivas, the free souls and ever free souls. Free souls like Narada, Shankaracharya, and ever free like incarnations. They come back. They come down from that plane, having got the realization, I am Brahman. They come down. They bring their minds, and like we saw yesterday, Swami Turiyanandaji telling about our Ma, Holy Mother Sri Sarda Devi, chanting Radhu Radhu, her love and affection and attachment to Radhu. She's pulling down her mind from the planes high above. She's pulling down her mind to the level of throat to talk about God, to teach the people, to teach her disciples, to teach the devotees. So that is the condition, Sri Ramakrishna says, of these Brahmajnanis. They come down and start teaching again. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that in fact samadhi is such a wonderful thing. Now he cuts a joke that once a man said to me, "Sir, can you teach me quickly this thing you call as samadhi? Quickly I want to learn. I want to get into that." And Sri Ramakrishna says, it doesn't happen that way. Even that time, people used to, we were keen on getting those instant results. Nowadays, we get all these instant things, instant mindfulness and all that. So that time also one person had asked Sri Ramakrishna, I want to know quickly, what is this samadhi that you are talking about? What is that? Let me experience. So that was, anyway, on a lighter note that Sri Ramakrishna told these devotees. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, after a man has attained samadhi, all his actions drop away. Because for him there is nothing now. To such an extent that even the devotional activities, all devotional activities such as worship, japa and the like, they also drop away along with the worldly duties. For such a person, all the duties cease to exist. There is no need now. Now, it is only how can I impart the spiritual instructions to others so that they can also come to my stage. That is the only thought in their mind then. At the beginning, there is much ado about work. At the beginning, yes, we all talk of work. Work. I'm so busy. I find 24 hours to be less for the day. I'm so much busy, so many assignments to be done. In fact, when we ask any devotees, are you constantly daily are you performing japa and meditation? The usual answer that we hear is no time. So busy we are. So Sri Ramakrishna says, initially, at the beginning, there is much ado about work. Everybody is so busy doing work. As a man progresses towards God, the outer display of his work becomes less and less. God lessens the duties then, Sri Ramakrishna says. As you move towards God, all your this feeling 24 hours are less. Then you find 24 hours are less to be in the company of my Lord. Then you don't feel 24 hours are less for completing my work. Then it is a paradigm shift of I find 24 hours less that I cannot devote more than 24 hours to the Lord. As man makes progress toward God, the outer display of his work becomes less and less, so much so that he cannot even sing the name of God. Then the aspirant, then the Brahmajnani, the Vijnani, only likes to dwell on that experience of being one with the Divine Mother. No more singing, even no more chanting of the name also, no japa, no meditation, no bhajan, no kirtan. Just me and that. Because in that experience of oneness with my mother, all the activities they cease. As long as, then Sri Ramakrishna tells Shivanath Shastri, that great preacher, Brahmo preacher, Sri Ramakrishna was very fond of Shivanath Shastri. Then he said, till the time you were not here, people were talking about you. He is talking about the condition of having realized the Brahman. He tells Shivanath Shastri, till the time you were not here, people were talking about you. They were praising your all the good attitudes, good qualities. But the moment you came, all their talk stopped, because you in person they are saying. Now they did not talk anything about Shivanath Shastri. Shivanath Shastri in person is here in front of them. Now what to talk about qualities and praises of Shivanath Shastri? But in person, when the person is there is no need to talk. So in person, when I have seen Brahman, I have merged myself in the Brahman, what is the need to talk? No need to talk, no need to do anything. That is the condition that the spiritual aspirant gets into after after experiencing that samadhi, after getting into that mode of samadhi. After attaining samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna is now giving his own example. He says, after attaining samadhi, once I went to Ganges, the river Ganga, which is flowing at Dakshineshwar, and I wanted to offer tarpan. Tarpan is taking a palm full of water in your palm and offering it to the gods. So Sri Ramakrishna said, I couldn't offer. The moment I took water in my palm, water started dripping down from the finger gaps, from the spaces. I couldn't hold water to offer it to the Lord, to offer it to the mother. That was the end after he attained that Brahmajnana. He could not offer tarpan. So, and then he asked his cousin. His cousin was a learned person. So he said, I asked Haldari, cousin, what is this? And then Haldari answered, gave him the reason for that. He said, this is known as Galita Hasta. This is the condition is known in the Shastras as Galita Hasta, where the palms can't hold water even. You become so much out of activities that even holding water in your palm is not possible to offer it as a tarpan. That is the condition known as Galita Hasta. After the vision of God, such duties and performance of even tarpana, they drop away. So Sri Ramakrishna says, this is what happens when the mind goes on the Sahasrara. So luckily, Sri Ramakrishna says, you people are still enjoying here. Enjoy it. Enjoy the mind at the Vishuddha Chakra. Sing the glories. You're all chanting the name of Hari, you're all chanting the name of Kali, you are singing bhajans, you are doing kirtans. Continue with that. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives another example of how everything stops after Brahmajnana. Now he gives an example which is very common, which can be very commonly understood and actually practically experienced. He says, at feast given to the Brahmins, at first one hears much noise. When you call some 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 Brahmins for the lunch, and you're offering feast. As people start coming in, initially there is a lot of noise. Everybody talking this, that, I am so and so, and everybody wants to tell something to other, and there is so much noise at the beginning. And then when the guests sit on the floor, earlier there were no dining table, or there were no tables and stools to have your food. You were sitting on the floor, the plates were served, and food was served in that. So Sri Ramakrishna says, when the guests sit on the floor with leaf plates in front of them, much noise ceases. The moment the action of serving the food starts, automatically the noise level drops down from what it was initial. Oh, hello, hi, how are you? So all that talk is now gone. The moment they sit on floor with the leaf plates in front of them, the water jugs in front of them, as they partake the luchi and other dishes, 3/4 of noise subsides. 75% of the noise subsides the moment they start eating something. Then there is no talk. First, there is 100% talk. Then as you sit, the talk lessens. As you start eating, 75% of the noise level has gone down. Now, entire focus is on filling our tummies. And lastly, when the curd is served last as a last course. When the last course appears, one hears only the soup slurping sound. That's all. No talk, no hoo-ha, nothing, no other word. Only the slurping sound as people eat curd with their fingers. And finally, as the guests, then there is practically no noise after that. The curd is also over. Now, it is time to retire to sleep. Once heavy lunch, heavy food, nice feast, delicious food, then there is nothing but sleep. And when that happens, there is not a single word uttered, absolute silence. I mean, of course, there might be some snoring and all, but no word spoken. So Sri Ramakrishna says, exactly the same thing happens after attaining Brahmajnana. Therefore, Sri Ramakrishna says, therefore I say, at the beginning of religious life, a man makes much ado about work. But as his mind dives deeper into God, he becomes less active. Last of all comes the renunciation of work, followed by samadhi. So that is the end product of the samadhi is no work. It is just me and my mother, merging myself into the wonderful experience of becoming one with my master, of becoming one with my deity. So that is what happens after the Sahasrara. So Sri Ramakrishna once again continues that teaching in today's teaching of how the mind takes us to the plane of samadhi, and after samadhi, all the work over, and it is nothing but then renunciation. The actual sannyasa starts post samadhi. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.